My child, before I begin, understand this about the title that brought you here. God says this happened just 11 minutes ago. Your son has been struck. Open it now. That was not just a sentence you happened to see. It was a divine interruption, a pull on your spirit, a moment designed and placed in front of you so you would not miss what is unfolding right now. You did not click by accident. You were led here. Take a slow breath. Something truly shifted 11 minutes ago. You may not have felt it physically, but heaven did. You may not have heard anything, but the spiritual realm responded. You may not fully understand it yet, but your spirit already sensed it. And this message is connected to your home, your peace, and especially your son. Listen carefully. What touched your son was not physical harm. It was not an attack. It was not darkness claiming territory in his life. What touched him was a spiritual spark, a divine awakening, something brushed against his destiny, something only heaven could release. Yes, your son was struck, but he was struck by revelation, struck by an unseen shift, struck by a spiritual announcement that your family's timeline has just changed. Stay here. Do not scroll away. Do not rush past this moment. This is not noise. This is not coincidence. There are words ahead that will settle into your home like light flooding a dark room. If you leave too quickly, you may interrupt the very blessing trying to reach you. For months, maybe years, you have fought silent battles. You carried burdens you never spoke out loud. You prayed prayers you were not sure were heard. You wiped tears quietly so no one would worry. You asked for protection, for breakthrough, for direction, especially for your child. Heaven saw every moment. You asked for a sign. You asked for change. You asked for something that would tell you the waiting season was ending. That moment began 11 minutes ago. Something touched your son's spirit and signaled the start of a new chapter. Something whispered to his destiny that the silence is about to break. Something declared in the unseen realm, it is time. Your son received this because he is spiritually sensitive, not because he is weak. Children often feel what adults overlook. Their spirits respond before their minds understand. He felt the signal, but you are the one who must respond. That is why you were guided here. That is why your heart felt the pull. That is why you could not scroll past the title. Blessings do not always arrive with thunder. Sometimes they begin as a whisper, a breeze before the storm, a ripple before the wave. The whisper touched your son. Now the declaration is reaching you. The spiritual atmosphere around your family has been shifting longer than you realize. Something has been pressing against the barriers of delay, fear, repeated cycles, emotional heaviness, and invisible resistance. Every time you moved forward, something tried to push back. Every time you hoped, discouragement followed. Every time you prayed, the answer felt delayed. But the shift that happened weakened what once blocked you. The chains did not shatter completely, but they cracked. The doors did not swing wide open, but they unlocked. The fog did not disappear fully, but it lifted enough for light to break through. And heaven said, now send the message to the one who has been waiting. You, hear this clearly. Your son is safe. Your son is protected. Your son is covered. And more than that, your son is marked for breakthrough. What touched him was not danger. It was destiny knocking. You have been praying for change in your family. You have been asking for a pattern to break once and for all. You have begged for clarity, for peace, for confirmation that you are not walking this road alone. This is your confirmation. Do not ignore what your spirit feels right now, that tightening in your chest, that warmth in your heart, that sudden stillness. These are not random emotions. They are spiritual confirmations responding to truth. Your son's encounter opened a door to healing, a door to restoration, a door to peace, a door to divine intervention. And this time, the door will not close. And now the blessing is reaching for you, for your home, for your child, for your future. Stay with me. The message is not finished. The blessing is still unfolding. Because what began 11 minutes ago did not stop. It is still moving, still advancing, still pressing into the atmosphere of your home. You may not see it yet, but the spiritual ground beneath your family has already shifted in your favor. Understand this clearly. Moments like this are rare. Not every day does heaven reach down and touch the life of a child to deliver a message to a parent. Not every day does a divine signal break through the noise of life and find you. Not every day does destiny whisper your name. But today, it did. Your son felt it first. His spirit caught what your heart has been longing for. What brushed across him was not fear, not harm, not disaster. It was awakening, a gentle but undeniable stirring, a spark igniting the spiritual atmosphere around him. And you felt something too. Maybe a sudden heaviness, maybe an unexpected calm, maybe a strange mixture of concern and anticipation. Your mind may have tried to explain it away, but your spirit refused to dismiss it. That was confirmation. Hear this carefully. The shift did not happen to your son. It happened through him. He is a carrier of blessing for your family. A vessel chosen not because he is powerful, but because he is open. Not because he understands everything, but because his heart is not weighed down by doubt. You asked heaven to move. Heaven responded through him. And now the message has reached you. Your household has been under pressure for longer than you realized. An invisible weight, anxiety that seemed to appear without reason, sudden waves of sadness, irritation, fatigue, spiritual exhaustion. You thought they were just emotions. They were signs. Signs that something was resisting the breakthrough trying to enter your home. But what happened 11 minutes ago cracked that resistance. It did not break with thunder. It broke quietly, like the first fracture in a wall that has stood too long. And now you are standing at the beginning of breakthrough. Listen closely. Your son's encounter was the alert. Your presence here is the acceptance. What happens next depends on your willingness to receive. I know what you have carried. Worry you never spoke aloud. Concern you could not fully explain. You sensed he was struggling with thoughts or emotions he did not have words for. You felt something was off, but you did not know how to fix it. So you prayed, God, protect my son. God, guide him. God, watch over him when I cannot. Those prayers did not vanish into the air. They moved heaven, and heaven responded. Your son is not in danger. He is not falling. He is not lost. What touched him was an opening, a door unlocking, a divine interruption breaking a negative cycle. Something had been trying to dim the light in your home, trying to disturb your peace, trying to drain your clarity and motivation, trying to create distance between you and your child. But that resistance has been confronted. When the shift happened, an unseen battle turned in your favor. A weight lifted, a threat dissolved, a chain snapped. Your son was not struck down, he was struck awake. Stay with this moment, because it goes deeper. What heaven is building for your family did not begin today, but today marks acceleration. The signal that touched your son is not just for this hour. It is the beginning of long-awaited transformation. This is not temporary relief. This is the start of restoration. And what began quietly will soon become visible. You will begin to notice the changes. Your home will feel lighter. Your mind will feel clearer. Your child will seem calmer. Your emotions will steady. Anxiety will loosen its grip. A new peace will settle in slowly and gently, like warm oil flowing through every room of your house. These are not coincidences. They are spiritual adjustments. Listen carefully. The blessing entering your home is layered. It does not arrive all at once. It comes in waves, steady, intentional, powerful. First the atmosphere shifts, then the heart shifts, then relationships shift, then opportunities shift, and eventually your entire life shifts. That process has already begun. You will notice your son changing, lighter, more thoughtful, more present, more connected. Not because something is wrong, but because something awakened inside him. He will begin to sense things more clearly. He will show maturity in ways that surprise you. His spirit is adjusting to what touched him. Do not dismiss these signs. They are confirmation. This moment is holy. This moment is rare. And this moment is yours. But the blessing is still deepening. There is more you need to understand about your son, about your home, and about what comes next. Now that your heart is steady and your spirit is open, we can go deeper. What touched your son was not just an emotional moment. It was a spiritual announcement that the season your family felt trapped in has begun to break. For a long time, something resisted you. When you tried to move forward, resistance met you. When you tried to stay hopeful, fear whispered back. When you tried to rebuild peace, something unsettled it. When you tried to protect your child, an unseen tension hovered nearby. You did not imagine that heaviness. You did not imagine those late-night worries. You did not imagine those sudden waves of unease. Heaven saw them all. There are quiet interventions, and there are forceful ones. What happened 11 minutes ago was a forceful interruption. A cycle that was never meant to continue in your household was confronted and disrupted. Your son reacted first because children often sense spiritual movement before adults recognize it. Their hearts detect what shifts in the atmosphere. They feel protection entering a space. They sense when something breaks. Your son felt that touch, and that touch was heaven breaking a barrier. I know you have been tired. You have carried the emotional weight of your family longer than anyone realizes. You have been the protector, the provider, the healer, the anchor. You held everything together even when you felt like you were falling apart inside. But you were never meant to carry it alone. Sometimes when the parent is too exhausted to sense the shift, God touches the child first so the blessing can flow through them to the entire household. Your son is not only your blessing, he is the doorway to blessing. Receive this truth fully. What touched him was divine intervention. It was heaven pushing back against what tried to settle over your home. It was protection stepping in. It was reversal beginning. It was clarity approaching. It was restoration unfolding. You are not reading this simply to feel inspired. You are reading this to come into alignment. The spiritual noise around your home is being silenced. The confusion surrounding your son is being cleared. The heaviness draining your strength is being lifted. The fear creeping into your thoughts is being dismantled. What once felt unstable is being rearranged by divine hands. And what is being rearranged will not return to chaos. This is stabilization. This is restoration. This is breakthrough in motion. My child, stay with me. There is something you must understand about what is coming next. The shift that happened 11 minutes ago did more than protect your son. It activated a new path before him. There is something he is meant to step into, something he is meant to grow into, something he is meant to rise into. His life is not random. His existence is not ordinary. His purpose carries weight. Opposition came because of that purpose. The heaviness circled because of that calling. The delays pressed in because of that destiny. Those pressures were not proof of weakness. They were evidence of significance. But heaven has spoken. The protection over your son has intensified. The covering over your home has been reinforced. The spiritual guard around your family has been raised higher. You may not see angels, but they surround him. You may not hear them, but they stand watch. You may not feel them, but they move ahead of him. Now hear this. You have worried about your son, about his emotions, his silence, his sudden shifts, the moments when he seemed distant or overwhelmed, the sadness he tried to hide, the confusion he could not explain. But what you witnessed was not the end of his story. It was pressure before breakthrough. Children often carry emotions they do not yet have language for. They wrestle with feelings they cannot articulate. They absorb more than they reveal. But heaven has intervened. The pressure is releasing. The emotional fog is clearing. The spiritual weight is lifting from his shoulders. You will see change, not because something is wrong, but because something has been healed. He will speak with greater clarity. He will feel steadier inside. He will act with new stability. He will rest more peacefully. He will walk with quiet confidence. The shift will not be dramatic. It will be subtle, natural, undeniable. This is the beginning of his restoration, and through him your restoration. Do not fear the change. Do not question the timing. Do not doubt the process. What began 11 minutes ago was the answer to the prayer you have whispered again and again. Your son is marked to rise, not fall. Marked for protection, not harm. Marked for clarity, not confusion. Marked for purpose, not wandering. And you are part of that rising. Now we come to the final portion of this message, the part that seals what heaven has already set in motion. You have walked through the warning, the awakening, the shift, and the understanding. Now you must receive the truth that anchors this blessing into your home. Take a breath. Heaven did not touch your son by accident. Heaven intervened because the atmosphere around your household required immediate disruption. A cycle was trying to repeat. A pattern was trying to return. A heaviness was trying to settle again. An interference was trying to cloud what God prepared. But that cycle has been broken. When you felt that sudden pull, when your spirit sensed something unusual, when your son felt that touch, that was heaven declaring, no more. No more fear stealing your peace. No more confusion draining your strength. No more delays blocking your path. No more unseen weight pressing on your child. No more spiritual noise disrupting your home. Listen carefully. What has begun will not fade. It will not weaken. It will not reverse. It will not leave your family halfway. Heaven completes what it starts, and what began 11 minutes ago is gaining strength. Your son sensed it first. You are sensing it now. Soon you will see it. In the coming days, your home may feel unusually calm, a stillness that feels deeper than silence. You may sense warmth in a room without explanation. You may feel your heart relax without effort. You may see your son smile in a way you have not seen in a long time. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven is not only changing your circumstances, heaven is changing your environment. And when the environment shifts, everything inside it begins to flourish. This is stabilization. This is protection. This is restoration in motion, and it has already begun. My child, understand this clearly. Your son is stepping into a protected season. What touched him awakens spiritual defense around him. His steps are being redirected away from harm. His path is being cleared. His heart is being strengthened. His mind is aligning with peace. You will see him grow emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, not through pressure but through healing, not through force but through divine recalibration. Your child carries a calling. It was targeted because it matters. Attempts were made to interrupt it, to unsettle him, to weaken you, to shake your household. Those attempts failed. Every attack was overruled. Every disruption was denied permission to stay. Now hear this part personally. You have been tired, not physically tired, but soul tired. The kind of exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. The kind that comes from carrying responsibility, worry, and silent prayers for far too long. You have been the backbone, the shield, the steady voice, even when you were breaking inside. But relief is entering your life. You will begin to feel lighter. Your worries will loosen. Your nights will grow quieter. Your thoughts will settle. Your heart will mend. The burden you carried has been lifted. The battle that drained you no longer belongs to you. And now I speak over your future. You will not step into disappointment. You will not step into confusion. You will not step into emotional storms. You will not repeat old cycles. You will step into peace. You will step into clarity. You will step into restoration. You will step into breakthrough. The same blessing that touched your son is moving through your household. It is removing heaviness, restoring what felt lost, healing what was hidden, preparing the ground for your next season. Do not fear the changes ahead. Some people may drift away. Some connections may fall silent. Some habits may fade. Some doors may close. These are not losses. They are adjustments. Heaven clears the atmosphere before establishing the blessing. Now receive this final truth. Your son is not only protected, he is chosen. He is covered. He is rising. And as he rises, so do you. This awakening was not sent to frighten you. It was sent to confirm you. You prayed for protection. You prayed for direction. You prayed for a sign. All three arrived in one moment. You are entering a season where your home feels different, lighter, warmer, safer, more settled. You will wake differently. You will sleep differently. You will think differently. Because the battle that exhausted you has been dismissed. This is the turning point. This is where your story shifts. This is where your son's path stabilizes. This is where your home begins to flourish again. Now declare this. even if only in a whisper. My home is protected. My son is covered. My peace is returning. My blessing is here. It is established, and it will remain.